less options left the mid lane. I don't think it means they've won the draft by any means. I like what Liquid are doing. The last pick Timber is a good hero. That means Ogre can even go and help bully the sniper mid lane. It's a kind of laning set where I feel like Liquid can often shine. When they give Matu these self-sufficient laners that don't need support help, it allows both Kuro and GH to be very active, aggressive early on. GH can secure the off lane, Kuro can go mid, so it's a kind of setup which works well. I think a lot of this game is going to come down to the Bounty Hunter. Fenrir picks that one up. Interesting to see FY not on the roaming role, but of course his famous Rubik is being played. But Bounty Hunter as a pseudo Coddle counter, being able to find the Coddle, scout him out, initiate on him is going to be key for this VGJ draft to work.
Yeah, and of course, we've talked about it a little bit during the panel as well. This is a draft that Liquid have gone to time and again, opening with that Coddle Brewmaster. It's an incredibly potent dual off lane, and I'm kind of wondering how VGJ are going to be able to deal with it. It's pretty hard to deal with.
They've decided they can't deal with it. They're sending their lifesteal at bottom. So Gabe, they evidently do not think they can contest by fighting like a 2v2 lane. Bounty is going to be somewhat roaming, so for now, they're going to send lifesteal at bottom to farm and contest Matu's lane, which could theoretically work. I think in practice, you're going to find yourself with a dual/tri lane that doesn't have much damage output against a Timber with reactive armor, so not sure how much they can actually do to bully the Timbersaw once he gets a couple of levels.
That early block is going to go now into the favor of the OD, and not to mention having an Ogre in your lane. So what would traditionally be a pretty great laning stage for the sniper is going to be somewhat impeded by Kuroki just coming in and punching him in the face.
I like that it goes for the headshot first. Often you'll see like Sniper just use the shrapnel in the 1v1s to help zone the enemy mid, but you know that Ogre's going to be up in your face, having the extra headshot, helping him out there.
Down bottom, as you mentioned, aggressive going up against the Timbersaw. Is there a certain point in time where Matumbaman is basically going to be invulnerable in this lane, a certain amount of levels perhaps, or does he always need to be a little bit worried about the rotations?
The Bounty is probably the hero needed to move in there if they want to get that kill. So with a Bounty Hunter's presence, you can probably get a kill here around like a level 2 with the Shuriken. Since Shuriken level 1 is a big bit of burst damage, but for now, Tango Stout, even just 1 in reactive armor is a lot. Level 2 reactive armor, you become really hard to kill.
Yeah, well, Fenrir is going to move in. They've got aggressive in the area, open wounds as well to deal a bit of damage. They're still going to have the lift if they want to use it for FY, but Matumbaman, very tanky. They pull him back in, but there's the Timber Chain away, so.
I mean, he did more damage than he took there, so. That was with the Blightstone. I believe VGJ thought, let's give this a shot. We've got Blightstone. The minus armor might be enough to make up for his tankiness, but Matu having Timber Chain there instead of Whirling Death gave him an avenue of escape. And that's all of Lifesteal's mana. He's used 2 open wounds now. He's going to have to go back and Shrine fairly soon, I imagine, with his team. That is not the start you'd want for this bottom lane. And Kuro's even coming down here to help secure it even further for Matu with some side pulls.
Yeah, this is great, and you know, you think about the OD maybe being zoned out to those first couple of levels, but now that he's been able to get off to a hot start, should be able to be self-sufficient there as, well, GH is gonna maybe do a bit more harass damage here onto ROTK. They get the slow and a couple more hits.
There's an Illuminate, but looks like GH doesn't want to go for it.
Still very aggressive there as the first smoke rotation is gonna come with this haste.
Ooh, this is a very needed kill after the sniper starts this lane.
Now they're looking, moving in now. FY gonna pull him back. OD in some trouble. Miracle getting hit with those shrapnels. Fenrir going deep for it as well, but they call off the charge as the rotation from Kuro.
Bit of indecision there whether they're diving for it, and had to wait maybe like a half a second longer. If Rubik waited just a little bit longer so Bounty was close enough for like a right click, just an Orb of Venom slow may have been enough to get that kill. And also Bounty just level 1. If he was level 2 and had a Janata or a Shuriken for sure would have been a kill. So you can tell they're feeling like a bit, not, I mean, desperate is maybe not the right word, because like we're still 3 minutes in the game, but they're feeling like these lanes aren't going as well as they would have liked. Because when you go for a low percentage kill, a 3-man gank on mid backfiring, there's a lot of time and resources invested not to get a kill. So from that perspective, it is some serious wasted time.
Yeah, and I think that it all goes back again to that Timbersaw not going down that bottom lane, as you mentioned, not having Whirling Death, and across the board, leading in CS across all of the lanes, it's feeling like everything is going to plan.
Oh yeah, and speaking of time well spent, GH on this Coddle has a triple stack. He has not missed a stack on the big camp at the left and a double stack on his medium camp. There's a lot of farm awaiting this Coddle and Brewmaster when they fall back in the jungle. So they're winning the lanes while stacking camps.
Yeah, thinking about that, being able to take it later, the cooldown reduction on the clap as well. It does look like Fenrir is going to move in again, is being revealed by that ward, so they realize that this was happening. Still does have Astral, going to use it now onto the sniper, thinking about turning here. Wants to maybe get aggressive with Kuro in the area, and Miracle sensing a little bit of weakness. Has he overextended? He is going to go down. Freeze drawing first blood. You can hear the adoration of the crowd.
Yeah, Miracle just deciding not to back down. Knew there was all this shrapnel on him, wanted to just fight for it, but good news for Sniper, Fairy Fire, Raindrop, he had all the small little items. Perhaps Liquid hadn't done the full check or at least slightly misjudged the situation there. So first blood secured means that Sniper at least gets a bearable trade with that exchange.
Still very far behind in terms of the CS battle, but you're going to take everything that you can get at this point.
Yep. I mean, you're losing the lanes quite badly as it is if you're in VGJ's shoes, so you take those one-for-one trades when you're the one getting first blood. That really helps freeze out.
Well, Fenrir now is going to be stalking Mind Control, out of mana at this point, so can't go too much further. And in the meantime, Matumbaman is just going to be keeping on getting larger and larger. Is there ever a point where Aggressive needs to be concerned about going down here?
Not so much 1v1. Theoretically, he can get zoned out of the lane. The Timbersaw can try and spam him out with the Arcane Boots now, so he may force a Rage and force him back. But he shouldn't be dying there. And yeah, he's got 2 triple stacks now. He triple stacked the medium camp, he's got a triple stack of the big camp. They can farm this. They've still got a Shrine to play around even. This is a lot of farm for these two in the off lane, as well as levels. GH is going to be close to level 5 off of this. I'd be very concerned right now for VGJ when this Brew and Coddle come back to lane.
This is how Coddles get fast Aghanim Scepters. This is how the Brewmasters get quick Blink Daggers. And if VGJ aren't careful, when those items come online at this early stage, it's going to be just a monster.
Yep. Nah, they give most of the farm to Mind Control even. 44 CS, he is dominant right now as far as the net worth goes. He is top of the CS, good 700 net worth ahead of the Lifestealer. Tons of farm on the Brew. And he can find kills soon even.
I mean, theoretically, this is part of the reason why you would pick that Bounty Hunter as well, to go in and scout those out. Yep. But meanwhile, ROTK over here in the top lane, they bring in FY, gonna commit the Stampede for this. They are going to be able to find that kill, and maybe GH to go down as well. Kuroki trying to save the day. It's not gonna be enough. They are going to bring down ROTK, but now it's a big price to pay.
That is such an important kill. That Brew was getting out of control, getting an immense amount of farm, had the early Arcane Boots, was working on a Blink Dagger, level 6.5 this early on, while dual laning with a Coddle. Cannot emphasize how important a kill like that is for this VGJ squad. Even losing ROTK in the process, definitely worth the trade there. 2 for 1, and we'll just deter some of Mind Control's aggression. Just go a little bit too keen to try and find an opening to perhaps use the Primal Split. He knows if he pops a Primal Split, the Stampede can kind of disjoint and get you far enough away from those Primal Split warriors that it wouldn't be a guaranteed kill. So he's trying to lure them in a bit closer before going for it.
Well, you're talking about those level 6s coming online. Matumbaman has his as well. Is there any chance at all that they try to make a rotation maybe towards mid or something to kill off the sniper, or just stay in lanes at this point?
I think they're happy to stay in lanes. They should recognize they're winning the lanes, picking up TP scrolls so you can basically counter game. Like, you want to wait to see what VGJ do, because they're going to start feeling like they've got to dive for some kills, go aggressive. When they've got Stampede and Lifestealer infest up, they may try and make some kind of a aggressive play, and that's where I feel like Liquid are going to be looking to react more than they are going to be looking to set the tempo.
Oh, Mind Control there getting a little bit frisky with the Rubik. FY.
Akuria, this is perfect timing mid.
Yeah, Fenrir. Oh, he doesn't quite spot it, maybe on the back.
Perfect timing, but not
Matumbaman down in the bottom is going to end up dropping far too deep there, and with the courier kill to top it off, VGJ. Very nice little combo there.
Yeah, that's money in the bank. That's kind of what I talked about, how VGJ are going to be the aggressors there. I mean, Matu getting aggressive, but he wasn't really going for kills. He was just going greedy, trying to farm behind the tower. This does leave FY alone. The poor man just trying to get his level 6 gets, well, crit to the face with a Thunderclap. That'll bring him down, but overall, a good sequence of events for the VG squad.
Phase Boots now there for Freeze. They give the kill over to the Brewmaster, as you mentioned, so that way he can build up towards that Blink Dagger. And that might be the signal for them to go for a bit more of a fight.
Yeah, until then, it looks like they're just going to keep farming the lanes. There's no real pressure or need for them to make any rotations. Matu just wants to be greedy. Like, diving behind the towers to try and force your opponents to react. He obviously didn't want them to get the kill on him, though. And the sniper TP down with all the magic damage was the killing blow. And if he's not too careful, there could be another rotation coming soon. Sniper's TP still on cooldown for another 7 seconds. But just a rotation you don't expect. It's like a mid-sniper TPing in. A bit of a unconventional TP, but it gets the job done.
Mind Control as well as Kuroki. Again in the jungle, they pass by, at least Fenrir for the moment. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to spot him out or find a kill. They were looking, I think, for ROTK, who did end up heading all the way back to home.
Take some of that jungle farm, steal it away. And it looks like Fenrir is going to get the top lane now to get his level 6 track online.
Well, again, we're still sort of waiting. Rubik was able to steal Timber Chain, it looks like, there to the side.
Okay.
Obviously, Team Liquid having a really good laning phase to start it. In your eyes, when's the point where this starts transitioning to something else?
Probably will be that link on the Brew. That's where they can group up more and force down some towers because they have a way to start a fight. Until they have that initiation tool, they don't really have the best means to force plays around the map or to try and push down any towers. But still feels like both OD and Timbersaw would rather farm than fight. These are heroes that really get strong with items. Matu is going to rush a Hood, so I think off of this early Hood, it does allow him to fight, but similarly it also allows him to just solo split push the lane. That sniper TP rotation doesn't work if he's got a Hood there, so this is definitely one of the most cost-effective early game items you can get on a Timbersaw to stay alive, and kind of suggests more to me that he just wants to be impervious to ganks rather than to try and TP rotate around.
Mind Control very close to that Blink Dagger, should be able to pick it up, possibly with these last couple of creeps here. The other thing to mention is that you almost have level 6 up on Bounty Hunter, far away from being able to get a Blink on set.
This is like the bigger thing, because Bounty gets level 6 and immediate infest top from the Lifestealer.
Oh, if they could kill Mind Control here, this would be so huge. They're thinking about using it. Stampede.
Tough kill, he's so tanky. They want the support. They take the free one.
All right, well.
Can't blame him there. I legit think they would not have killed Mind Control. I mean, if he pops an ultimate, they definitely don't kill him. And they can't kill him during the disable, so they're probably aware that, hey, if he pops ultimate, this game's wasted. We want to guarantee a trap kill.
Oh my god, FY! The screws to Matumbo Man there. Gotta be a little bit careful, Timbersaw.
Yeah, that's FY got in action.
The reason that they
he is 1v1ing the Timbersaw at this point and coming out on top. This is the solution to this. Timber was like, okay, you can't really send 2 or 3 heroes down here to kill him, but what you can do is just send FY alone, it seems. As with all those levels he's gotten now, he's just having his way with Matu. But Matu, plenty of regen, about to complete that Hood, so doing what he just did gets a little bit trickier now with that item pickup.
And still to consider is that this OD has been farming away. A little bit ahead of Freeze at this point, but
yeah, Sniper's in the jungle, so he's not even feeling confident enough to stick around too much in that lane. But his team's going to start creating some space for him now with the Infest ganks coming into play, the track. Aggressive's got his armlet up, so he's kind of reached that like first early game peak as well. Does feel like VG Gaming will continue to look to find pickoffs like we saw at top lane. It really does feel like a game of pickoffs and farm rather than team fights. Neither team is like looking for big 5v5s. That's just not the nature of either lineup. ROTK even goes for the early Hood, so he's not necessarily looking to force fights too early on. So it does suggest a slower, more late game oriented play from both teams.
Maybe this is the moment things turn around at least a little bit. Liquid moving into the area. They have the Blink Dagger up and online. Smoke going to be broken. They jump forward. Find Fenrir. Hit the ulti as well. They're on top of him. Matumbo Man not quite able to find a kill. They do get it there. Mind Control picking it up with that boulder. And now it's time to get out. At least, well, no, they decide to turn. Fight back into RTA. They take him down in spite of the shrine just outside of the healing now. And looking for Freeze. Can they bring him down? FY trying to make the most of this. He steals Blue Split. Going to try and turn it against them now, but already 3 are dead. Is he really going to be able to do enough? If he can possibly bring down this OD, it would be some semblance of a turnaround. They get the lift up onto the Ogre as well. Another boulder getting tossed out, but I don't know if they're going to be able to take him down.
FY needs to be careful now.
And out of it, they get the Fire Blast onto the Rubik, looking for the chase. They are going to be able to run him down.
Okay,
well, aggressive here, as well as Fenrir. They end up getting the shuriken toss. They turn it back around and take down 2. 3 go down for Liquid.
Wow, FY, what a player. That fight went so bad for Vici at the start, but the Brew Split still changed absolutely everything. It gave them an initial kill, on the Timbersaw. It allowed them to continue chasing for more, and then to finish it off, he's like in a 1v3 scenario. Looks like, okay, he's going to lose the Bruise Split, fight's over, FY, your fun's over. No, he steals Astral, which he self-Astrals, buys time for his team to show up, to get a couple more kills, and when it's track money involved, that's big kills to be getting, so very, very impressive from the Rubik Master himself.
Definitely, and feeling like if this guy is able to pick himself a good amount of farm, this game could definitely go into the way of VGJ if they're not careful.
It was a wasted, I say wasted, I mean, ROTK thought he could save the Bounty Hunter there, that it was like the long-range boulder toss that actually ended up getting the kill.
Well, they're going to be able to control Matumba Man again. The chase continues. In some trouble. Is going to be able to deal out a good bit of damage there to ROTK, trying to dodge away, but he is going to fall. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, they're going here and able to take down Freeze. Well played there. Mind Control going to drop as well as ROTK makes the escape.
Track kills again, though. I'm not sure if both were tracks. At least one was. It looks like only the second kill was a track one, but money going the way of VGJ. Fortunately, Sniper, they're important core heroes to scale into this late game. You don't want only Lifesteal to have farm. The longer this game goes, we'll take a spill, and that puts Miracle well ahead of the Sniper at this point.
Very fighty start to this one. 18 kills in just about 15 minutes, but it's always been a little bit of these scrappy engagements with the initiations from the newly minted Blink Daggers, as well, they steal away a couple CS there from them. Very strong right now. Is there a team that you feel like is maybe a little bit more comfortable with the pace of the game so far?
VGJ for sure. They're the team that wants to fight and just constantly brawl more often. They're the ones who get track money from the kills. They've got a Centaur with a Blink Hood who wants to keep fighting. It's Liquid with the OD, Timbersaw, who kind of want to play the farm game. Even Coddle is probably feeling like there's a bit too much fighting going on. I just want to farm up my ag. So I imagine GH is making the call to the team like, guys, let's just chill out. Give me a lane to farm and push. I'll create some space for us. That's what he's doing now at the bottom lane. Just to finish some items, it looks like he feels pressured into the 4-staff before the Ags. I know GH really likes his 4-staff, and I think this isn't the first time he's gone for it before the Ag Scepter, but does suggest that he's not going to have that vision tool at the earliest moment. But against the Bounty, you almost need this positioning one.
Now there's the jump onto Kuro, gone in an instant, and they're going to relocate in one.
They've still got Stampede, so you've got to really respect the VGJ initiation still. And vision on heroes as well, the other key thing here. The first track comes out onto Matu.
The big thing we haven't talked about a ton is that throughout all of this, Aggressive has been able to farm like a champ, has that Armlet and Echo Saber done. He's a monster.
I think the key thing for him is that he wasn't like matching up that great as far as CS and farm went early on in the as an off-lane lifestealer, but he's made up for it in kills. He's been in 8 of these 11 kills. He's 5-0-3.
Well, trying to chase now, but maybe overextend a little bit. Miracle is going to be 4-staff back away. Aggressive goes for the rage, turns on a Matumba Man, is going to be wearing off on that rage now. That's going to be it, though.
Invis, the Centaur, could pose problems, but there is a sentry already prepped. Looks like FY considering a telekinesis here, but knows that Matu will not be the best target to go on. Very tanky now with Hood, and even goes for the Vitality booster over the plate mail. Just wanting that extra bit of health. Opts for 75 health over getting a mix of health and mana.
Oh no, he ended up getting caught there for a second and now stunned up Matumba Man. The Ancients, oh my god, he barely gets away from that one. Now they decide to turn. They end up taking down Mind Control before he gets the ulti off.
That's, yeah, a big kill as well. It allows him to push without fear. They've still got vision of Matu, but he's going to TP himself home. The bouncing shrew can almost even chase him down. The vision from this track is proving it to be so important. They keep finding kill after kill. Kuro, the next to fall.
They are just crumbling right now at this early stage. Not what you would expect from this Team Liquid team that have been so steady and stable throughout the entire qualifiers and everything.
It was the first time these two teams met in that best of 3 that went 2-1. Aggressive lifesteal was actually banned in almost, I think, either 2 of the games or all 3.
Oh my god, RTK very low. Can they bring him down in time? They are going to be able to kick up that kill at the very least. While Aggressive shows up, gonna be able to go to the low ground. Is his TP gonna wear off? No, he's able to rage and TP fully out of there.
They're gonna cut their losses. I think they realize they've kind of stuck around a bit too long as is. Control seeing if he can get anyone on the retreat here. He's going for a casual hood as well. I can see a lot of respect towards the magic burst damage coming out from VGJ, but also where Aggressive is probably looking at this like, great, they're all going for magic immunity. Well, I'm gonna go into a Desolator, and with a Deso, Armlet, Echo Saber, this lifesteal is the most farmed hero in the game. Doesn't have the Deso yet. Okay, another kill. But when he gets the Deso, he's going to shred through some of these Liquid Liquid squad heroes. They do not have much in the way of armor.
It's a huge problem. I mean, thankfully they do have these 4 staffs that are starting to come online to try and kite him away, but if you manage to stay on top of one, it's just going to be a huge problem.
Yeah, they've got even the second 4 staff with Coddle buying that before going down, but his power drop, mind control.
All right, fancy plays from the Brew.
The crowd like cheered for a second. They're like, wait a second, wrong team.
I think they respect good plays here, definitely.
I think that's why they cheered. Like, oh, that was a good play. Let's cheer. Oh wait, that's not our team. There's this like moment of indecision where they're like, we should cheer that. Also, maybe not. GH. Oh, you gotta be careful, my friend.
Aggressive after him, 4 staff away, and they are going to be able to make that retreat. But it looks like they're actually moving into the jungle, trying to just invade this VGJ, and Liquid kind of have to farm all together, holding hands.
I mean, VG do have 2 heroes up top, so this is not a position down bottom where they want to be too aggressive with these 3 heroes. Rotations towards the top lane, actually. Matu charging up there, but does have the support of mind control.
He's just going to play it safe for the moment. Does also have the ice armor on him. It looks like Rubik just going to take the timber chain again. A little bit off the mark there with that. He's missed a couple of the chains.
I want to say he may have been aiming for the tree that FY stole. It's like, there's meant to be a tree there. I clicked it, but it's in fog, so you don't know it's actually being eaten up by the first timber chain.
Right. Well, mid lane again, they pressure it out. The Ogre Magi pretty good there for the Frost armor.
Oh, they caught a clip of vision of Fenrir. They know he's nearby. The dust will actually hit as well. Fenrir needs to hide. He goes for the TP. Is he going to make it?
Oh my god, Fenrir all over it.
And top lane, Matu needs to be careful. FY knows he's alone now.
ROTK here as well. They're looking for the chase. Can they get the pullback? Stampede is there as well. They get the damage. He's gone in an instant.
Wow. That's like the kind of play you'd expect from like FY, but Fenrir showing like, hey man, there's 2 of us. F-Gods playing the support role. That was a sick reaction from him. Goes in the perfect little position between the 2 trees where he's nicely fogged off from the chasing heroes while dusted, and TP is out. And then the instant response. That's the other thing. Like VGJ, it's not just that Fenrir makes the play, it's that the rest of the team react and instantly charge at Matu. Knowing that he's alone, they get all the info they need out of the bounty hunter, and then they punish Matu for it. Matu doesn't really do anything wrong there. The second they go on the bounty hunter, he's trying to back off and retreat. He knows he's exposed and vulnerable, but the charge from ROTK secures the kill.
Fenrir has just been playing this bounty hunter spectacularly, and again, you talked about it, this is not a player that traditionally plays these roaming supports, but he's making a great job of it, and well, we're gonna have to see if the Team Liquid have a great answer for that. Is there anything that they can really do to try and shut down what the bounty hunter is giving them as far as vision is concerned? It's
going to be just being proactive and in the right place with those sentry wards. Kuro could theoretically get like a safety creep to purge off the track, but for now he's going for the ice armor, which I kind of like because they have all gone for all these hoods, so they don't have good bonus armor against the lifesteal. This ice armor is ridiculously value. It's plus 8 armor, and you can use on multiple heroes. So plus 8 armor for a pretty cheap cost in the Helm of the Dominator. So I like what Kuro's done, even though the Satyr maybe later on becomes more valuable against the track. But as far as what they do strategically to fight this one, smoking up when you think your opponents are going for Roshan, trying to meet them with the brew split, make sure you get the brew split off, which is not the easiest thing in the world. That's why the Rubik was second pick. Typically we've been seeing VGJ go for that early Warlock as a support option, but they get the Rubik in response to the Brewmaster. I'm sure that was a call from FY, like, look, Warlock's good, we do well with it, but against the Brew, I can shut him down, I can make the play, steal the Primal Split, get the Telekinesis off before he even gets it, as we saw in that last fight, and that's really been a big part of Liquid's undoing. Brew and Coddle were ridiculously farmed. They were dominating the later stage, but the comeback was there.
Well, there's going to be the Stampede. It looks like there was a little bit of a misplay there with the Astral, but ROTK still in some trouble as Matumba Man's on top of him. Does not look like they're going to be able to run down as of yet, and OD going to be brought low. Matumba Man again in some trouble, but manages to get to the tree.
Still no, the Assassinate was used on the OD, so that means Matu, we bailed out a lot of the reactive armor up, and
I mean, that could have been tragic. Bloodstone newly minted there as well.
Looks like Miracle misclicked the Astral, meant to use it on aggressively on the Centaur as a setup, but perhaps double tapped it, had the self-cast on. Not exactly sure, but using a 4-staff aggressively to Astral yourself, that's like, hey, come and gank me, guys. Right next to a Centaur. That was the easiest Centaur hookstop RFPK's seen. Oh, good Primal Split.
Yeah, and this is going to be enough to kill him off, and maybe he can use a little bit of that Pulverize against the tower.
Yeah, typically you want to save the Primal Split for a team fight or to like force like a big fight, but at this point we haven't seen much out of it, so going for a single pickoff, guaranteeing the kill, making sure there was a disable to stop his TP was the bigger part of that, and it did secure them a tier 1 tower as well.
Bottom lane, GH in some trouble, is going to force Staff away, trying to make the escape, but not going to happen. Fenrir and FY, the combo.
Yeah, this was something the panelists talked a bit about. When a team's going to start respecting what Koddle can do, don't just let him silently farm one of the side lanes, pushing it out with Illuminate, farming up his Ags. Actually gank the punch, and that's what VGJ have just done. While they were doing that, they even took the top tier 1 aggressive, finished that off. So they got a tower, they got a Koddle kill. The Axe being delayed a little bit further as well.
Freeze on top of him.
Silver it. So break coming into play against Timbersaw, not bad. If he's got reactive already, it won't get rid of those charges, but prevents him picking up more charges, and also reduces his damage upward with the Silver Edge. One of the underrated aspects of this item is that damage reduction. Against high burst damage heroes like Timber, that can be fantastic.
Is this the type of game where you feel like they're going to need to invest in something like the BKBs? And I'd hold that thought. Mind control pulled in, going to get jumped upon, and they find that kill yet again. More track gold into the coffers of VGJ.
Yeah. BKBs for Liquid seem crucial. Maybe not too early, but well, for both Brew and OD, it looks like a necessary item. The Brew is just getting controlled when he goes in. He wants to be able to use like a clap and a Drunken Haze with the ultimate, so I imagine after the flash he goes for the BKB. But that's a lot of items to farm. And right now VGJ is playing very fast tempo. Great Blinding Light will push aggressive out and slow down this Roche.
Always frustrating to deal with there as Roche gets a little bashed to boot.
Yeah, and just getting aggressive low means he's going to be second guessing. Once you're down to half HP, you're like, guys, I don't know if we still want to go for this Roche. If he was still full, they'd probably be sticking in the pit, knowing that Brew is dead and unable to come, but a half HP life stealer is deterrent enough.
Something else to mention here is we did see that Rubik stole the Chakra Magic, so he's going to get that cooldown reduction maxed out at this point. That happened down the bottom lane. He passed on life steal, or maybe double rage there.
Interesting. Yeah, that's pretty cool steal. Yeah, so not an instant double rage, but pretty close to it. There's maybe 5 seconds of rage downtime. This smoke from Liquid is trying to secure them a Roche if possible.
Oh, and ROTK, he didn't end up casting on himself this time. He's going to be on top of ROTK here, trying to bring him low. They get the stun, the right click damage is going to be there enough. They get the lift up and actually able to steal the Astral, turn it back against them. Forced after way, he is going to be able to walk out of this one, trying to get down to aggressive. They are going to be able to find that kill. Now for more Fenrir. No, he life steal, he jumped inside of Fenrir, able to escape. Oh, the plays are really real here.
Their detection, they've got dust.
Now Fenrir starting to drop low, aggressive turns to fight, but is just going to rage out. But great play there by aggressive, and Fenrir, presence of mind to get close so that he could jump inside of him with the
Miracle, too aggressive, my friend.
Maybe it's some trouble now, ends up going for the self-astral, but they're going to be all on top of him as soon as they come out of here.
He smelt freeze, but FY so fast with the instant lift pulls him into the base under the tier 3 towers, and they want more.
Astral there onto Matumba Man now. He does have his chakra out. Rage is going to be down low. Can they take down this tanky Timbersaw there? Trying to kill him off. More Staff trying to get away, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. They get the blinding light pushbacks. That's going to be this as well. They got the Astral again. Now they need to fight this if they wanted any self, but no, it's not going to happen. Matumba Man goes down, and save your buddy syndrome. It strikes again as Kuro falls. 3 dead. VGJ.
Ooh. Well, in good news, Bounty was dead, so they weren't track kills. In bad news, you just lost all of your core heroes. And VGJ with a massive turnaround will look to secure themselves Roche. GH is still there spamming Illuminate, and again, you get to this point where you're all very low. You want to try to get that open wounds onto Roche. Dodges this Illuminate. Where's the open wounds? Okay, now they can life steal off of Roche. Miracle!
Jumps in, aggressive still gets it, but Matumba Man is in there as well.
They're gonna fail. They're like, let's save this Aegis, don't fight. Yes, he just blinked in aggressively. Fenrir's like, I'm on medic duty. Mechs him up, they get out. Very clear shot calling. This is something that I think some of the old FY teams kind of lacked when he was kind of captaining for a little while. Like they didn't have that great, like that in the moment shot calling, but that's exactly what ROTK has brought to the table. This big loud voice, this leader, directing them around the map, and right now VGJ find themselves ahead in game 1 of the best of 5. Still a lot Liquid can do. Their lineup still scales very nicely. They've got 3 cores that can all use some good amount of farm here, but They also are going to have a tough ass. Sniper and Lifestealer, two great scaling carries themselves, especially when Lifestealer has a buddy in the Centaur. That Ag's completed now. This is a big problem, I think, for Liquid. Fighting into this Ag's Aegis is just not feasible. They got to split push. They got to play keep away. They still don't have the GH Coddle Ag, so they're going to be looking to avoid fights at all costs, but easier said than done against a Centaur who's going to be trying to hunt you down.
And it's just been play after play, good call after good call, and to me, FY has stood out as just been really the one to make it. Like, the Astrals, the pullbacks in with telekinesis. Granted, there are a ton of great spells to steal on Team Liquid's lineup, but he's been getting every single one of them. And now aggressive also, we talked about how much of a monster he's going to be in this one. Does have the Deso done on top of Armlet and the Echo Saber.
He's almost got an AC.
It doesn't stop.
It does not stop there at all. He is level 18 and 800 gold short of an Assault Cuirass. He is solo pushing this bottom tier 2 tower, but again, Rage TP, no, is there anything that can actually even cancel that in this game? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, OD's actually going straight into the Hex as a response to the lifesteal and how fast he is. So they want to have a Blink Hex initiation to take that Rage out of the picture. Because they have no disable for him. They can't actually stun or go on this lifestealer ever until this Hex is complete, so in order for them to stand a chance in any kind of a fight, or even like a gank up, smoke gank kind of situation, they have to have a Hex, and Miracle prioritizing that as his next item. Playing to win rather than to like stay alive with like a BKB type pickup. He knows that he may be fragile without a BKB, but this Hex could be something that can open up the game, allow them to actually take and bring down aggressive. Problem is the Axe Centaur also reduces that damage. You can use that anytime aggressive gets hexed just to bail him out of that bad situation. Yeah,
there's a lot of answers on both teams. Well, mainly just the VGJ team for the moment. You have the Aghanim Scepter done for Coddle as well. It's nighttime right now, but this could mitigate some of the problems they've been having with all of the bounty hunters going in there, scouting them out. But in the meantime, 2 towers go down mid, and there's only 1 tier 2 left. This is feeling to me like Liquid very much up against the ropes, and in your eyes, do they just need to wait until that Aegis is down before they can really do anything?
Absolutely. As defending high ground, fighting into the Aegis is definitely ill-advised. Finding a pick-off around the map, if VGJ is split while there's Aegis, could work, but don't imagine VGJ really want to split up. If anything now, with the AC, they've still got close to 2 minutes to force a high ground siege. I don't know if they'll go diving for kills necessarily, but they can easily have aggressive chipping away on the tower, using that Rage duration. It's that slow siege with Rage. Pop the Rage, hit for 4 seconds, use that last second or 2 of Rage to just back off to the low ground, get back to safety. You're definitely not pushing really into Blinding Light or Drunken Haze without Rage, so. And he's actually going BKB next. I was about to say, I was like, it just doesn't feel like he can do enough without Magic Immunity, so BKB is going to be the unconventional item choice for the Lifestealer. And here's the Rage Siege. He hits for 4 or 5 seconds, backs off, will wait for the next Rage, and then he'll go in again.
Calm, cool, and collected, making sure that that fight the way it needs to be. Another Astral Steal for FY.
All the Rage hit. There's the free tower. Tower down means Shrines are also vulnerable, so even if you don't get racks off of this Aegis, which they still might, they still got close to 60 seconds, they can always fall back, take those Shrines, get some more money for themselves.
This one does feel a little bit bold now. They've got the mana leak there as well. Is this the moment where VGJ overextend? They're sort of back and forward a little bit.
That's half of the HP on that Rage, which means next Rage could be the other half of that HP.
They really want this one.
Oh, he's low mana though. He can't move up to the high ground right now at least. He's gonna wait that mana leak to wear off.
Liquid do not want to give up a Rax at this point. They're going to go in for it. The right clicks are there, trying to jump in. They haven't been able to catch him. They don't get the ulti off as of yet. They are going to be able to bring down Mind Control. He has buyback, but Kurla's already gone as well as Matumbo Man in some trouble. They're going to pull him back out, but they do manage to save those barracks at least for now.
Astral set up.
Oh, he's in some trouble. They're going to go for it now. They get the Hurricane Kites off. He ends up going for another self-Astral. Aggressive on top of GH, able to force step away. They're on top of him yet again. He's already gone. Miracle might need to buy back, but it would be such a huge investment for this fight. They're trying to take down anybody that they can, but another Astral. FY saving him from the go-through, and they're able to get out again.
They don't have to force this, but they want kills. They know they're 5v3.
Now jump forward. FY catches another in that Astral. He's able to dodge away from the Matumbo Man damage. Mind Control It's going to be tracked. They jump forward, go for the ultimate, finally committed now. Can they find any kills? Freeze, 4-staffed away. He ends up throwing the chakram. It's going to connect just on the very tip, and it does look like Freeze able to walk away. He's in the shadow blade. They don't have vision. They're not going to be able to see them, and, well, they are going to be able to bring down F5. That's at least something. The Stampede with the Aghanims, they're just running the hell out of here. Get us away. And it looks like VGJ might just be able to do that.
Oh, Miracle knows with all the buybacks with the lost racks, they're going to chase and find more. They may just be able to get aggressive here, but he gets the invest.
Inside Fender, they finally find the Dust trying to jump out. Everybody just is going to force that him away, and they find one, they find two. Liquid find some solace in this game.
Slight solace. They did not get the most gold for those kills because Miracle was still affected by the buyback penalty, so you'd see like 2K plus gold on Miracle if not for that. Instead, he's still 1,200 gold. He hasn't got his Hex still, so if you get those kills without the buyback penalty, it makes a big difference, but even so, they're going to look to force the buyback, so they're going to go back the other way. They don't really have the best pushing heroes. As good as their cores can scale with items to the late game, at no point do they really hit buildings all that well, and that's with a Bloodlust, so not sure they're even able to really force out those buybacks. They're going to T2 tower, and it looks like they do.
GH, they're almost able to break the TP with some fancy footwork.
Some heroes seem set on this mid lane, but yeah, I think they quickly realize that's just not going to happen. They want to fall back, complete some of these key late game items like the Hex, maybe even some of the BKBs. Mind Control hits level 18, so level 3 Primal Split, has an Ogre Club and some other pieces of money to work towards his BKB.
I'm looking at this game now, and in the lineup that Team Liquid build, of course, it's about winning team fights. It's about hitting this timing with the Aghanim Scepter, and they're losing team fights, and you almost have an Aghanim Scepter on the Rubik for FY.
Yeah.
This is going to become a lot harder before it gets easier.
Absolutely. This next Roshan feels like a very key objective for Liquid to try and contest. Giving that up again is likely going to result in what we just saw happen at top. Slow rage siege of the racks. Well, so, alternatively, if someone gets picked off, we may just see like a high ground attempt come out because buybacks are on cooldown on a lot of the Liquid side.
Oh, there was a moment there, but
GH has a gem. He sees everything with the day vision, but the scan sees him coming.
Fenrir also, the mana leak is there. It feels really tough to fight 5-on-5 into VGJ here.
And now that they know Liquid's coming, they put aggressive on the front lines. He's got the rage. Could theoretically get initiated on by a Blink Hex, but I think they know that Blink Hex is not going to kill him with the Ag Scepter on Centaur, and bit of a fun item from RTK coming. He's going into Refresher. He recognizes just how game-winning Stampede is in these fights, as much for the damage block as the movement speed. So having double Stampede for that extra duration in a team fight, for that extra damage mitigation is going to be huge for this team, and they may not have to wait for an Aegis to push high ground. They've got a BKB coming on lifesteal. That may be enough for them if they want to go for it, but similarly, Roche up in a minute. Safer option may just be to take out the shrines and secure themselves Roche.
They are just massive right now. We talked about it. AC already done on aggressive. They've got all of these big next tier of items up, and even if it's not one that you would normally see, it's certainly got a ton of value in this, the Refresher on ROTK. I'm kind of just wondering at this stage, like, if you're Liquid with nighttime, can you even come and contest Roshan?
I think the first question is, can you contest it? Second question is, do you have to? Because even if you think you're at a disadvantage there and contesting is going to end badly, you may just feel like it's a necessity. Like, if you don't have buybacks, we saw what happened. They only kind of, they didn't hold their melee racks. They didn't win the fight, and that was with buyback use. So I think next time gets even worse with the item pickup. So contesting Roshan to me is a necessity, even if I feel like they probably can't contest Roshan. I just feel like they have to. So they may make a go at it regardless, or even try for like another Aegis steal. That was what Miracle went for last time. If he got that Aegis steal, this game would probably look a bit different here. If he managed to steal that, we wouldn't have seen VG Gaming able to slow siege the high ground. So definitely could tell that there was like a clear idea in mind. Like, okay, we got to buy time. We need much more in items. We need the Hex on OD, the BKB on OD, maybe even like a Shiva's Guard. Like, there are so many items they need at this point, and they just don't have time to farm them. And that's where contesting Roche, stealing Aegises can make that difference to buy that time for you.
I guess the other thing to keep in mind is that in those last couple of fights, things didn't go as planned as far as Team Liquid being able to execute their strategy. Both times, Mind Control got lift before he was able to get his ultimate off. You had people getting picked off at the start of it. So maybe now, with everything here, they can find the team fight that they want.
They're going to contest Roche, but Fenrir's in the perfect position to scout the smoke and force staff himself away. That's exactly what it'll...
Right on
too
top
late.
of it.
Yeah.
They're actually going to pop Stampede now and look to try and take this. Do they spot out there's a refresher? They pull back in GH, able to force step away. Still fine. Is that blinding light stolen by the Rubik as well? It might just be, and that would be a huge one.
Not sure if he'll hold on to that, but definitely nice against the OD, who does not have BKB. They don't get the catch. I think at this point you do wait that Stampede. Okay, 35 seconds. How is that really waiting? Not really. They're going to have that mid lane pushing out so they can heal up. Offer that with open wounds if they need to, and they're ready to go onto the high ground. It's actually Freeze taking the Aegis this time around, which suggests they're not as concerned. Well, they can siege with the sniper, that's the other thing. It's not just Lifestealer who can siege, and theoretically Lifestealer doesn't need the Aegis, he just needs rage. So he can hit for a couple of seconds, give Sniper vision. Sniper can also provide that little bit of extra damage output as well. But getting the creep wave to the high ground is going to be the frustrating thing. Coddle Blast, Chakram, there's a lot of good high ground defense from the Team Liquid side.
Well, the unfortunate part is that they have a sniper on the side of VGJ, so he can kind of hit it from pretty far away there. And aggressive, BKB still available as you mentioned. We'll just rage back out and nothing really lost in this. The fullback, maybe need to be careful. God, 4 staffs, the name of the game in this one.
That was clutch. They've got the Solar Crest as well, giving that extra bit of armor and evasion to whoever gets initiated on. Means this Lifestealer is really more effective as a building hitter than hero killer at this point. With the 4 staffs and Solar Crest, his ability to do damage in these fights is going to be a bit more limited as this game goes on, and you can see the uncertainty in VG Gaming's side. They actually TP back out. They're going to look to play more of a starvation tactic. But they did show the sniper bottom, and it looks like Liquid are considering pressing forward to defend their shrine.
Aggressive is there, is going to just rage and back out again. RTK in the area as well.
Has a BKB for a secondary burst of magic immunity, so while Matu can go charging forward, he also maybe a bit hesitant. You're up against double Stampede. It's just so hard to take team fights into this. Like, it's absolutely absurd how much damage block they're going to get.
It's so hard to kill off these heroes, and I guess the only thing you might need, like, do you need to be worried about Liquid buying enough time where they come back into this by virtue of items, or is it just something where they're going to be fine starving them out consistently?
Yeah, there's definitely a point where they match up a lot better with when the OD gets 6 slotted. Timbersaw's Aghanim Scepter gives him a big boost in his damage output as well. The Brew is not going to scale too much further, I guess, is one good thing. But OD can still get a lot more in the way of items. He's got a BKB slot, a Shivers slot, or Refresher slot. Like, he can do a lot more as this game, if this game drags.
Oh, is the Sheep Stick used as well? Matumba Man is out there. They're sending out a Centaur just to stomp up Fenrir for the moment, but a Stomp going to be able to connect another 4-step, keeping that Kato alive for the moment, but no, he's going to drop, and they're all over him at this point, forced to use it. They are going to use the Brute Split over here to the side. Maybe he can be able to get the lift up onto ROTK. Matumba Man also there, can deal a good bit of damage if they can stay on top of one, but they're just actually back on top of ROTK. He found the initiation on a Miracle. He is going to fall deep and away in the backlines. Was Freeze, but 4 heroes potentially going to go down as Matumba Man is being controlled and right-clicked. Another Astral saving him for the moment. Well played there, but they're on top of him. Good Sheep Stick as well. Matumba Man out of the base for the moment. Throws out the Chakra. They're trying to chase, trying to kill, and they do find that one. Just too much.
It really is too much at this point. No buyback on Brew. OD just command hits. Even if you somehow hold, it just feels like Liquid's in a close to unwinnable position. They've just invested too much for this defense. They've chewed through the mana of the Lifesteal. They need to find kills here. Pushing back VG Gaming is not enough. Getting kills is a necessity.
Oh my god, the big stays. Eclipse able to bring down one. They're so low right now, but because of the bonus moves, they know they took down one. All right, Fenrir gone. Possibly going to be able to take down RTK as well. They got the Chakram out, and Miracle on the other side was able to take down FY. 3 already done. RTK trying to get out. Blink Dagger up. He blinks the other way. Nice play there to the side. Picks up the regen to boot. Why not? ROTK with the luck on his side here.
Okay. I mean, they got kills. That was like, to me, in my mind, an absolute must for them when you commit those buybacks. Holding your racks is like, when you're behind and you buy back just to save your racks isn't enough in its own. You just spent like 3.5k gold on buybacks or something. You got to get kills as well. So both Matu and Miracle using buyback. That is very expensive for the 2 carries, but still, you're only down 1 lane of rack, so the game remains in a winnable position for Liquid, even if those odds are not looking all too good. They've bought out enough time for the Aegis to expire. So they kind of trade buybacks for an Aegis expiring, and now it's like, what can they do with that Aegis down? Can they look to find a fight? Perhaps they look to it as a period of grace where they try and farm, get the BKB on Miracle, and then smoke out for a fight, but that BKB is still 2,000-ish gold away, so it's not exactly going to just turn up overnight here.
You know, one of the things that we could also look to, and we saw it in that last engagement, is OD with his level 25, getting those Arcane Orb stacks up, starting to really put in the int gain and then drop that Sanity's Eclipse.
He's still not quite 25, but when he gets that, then we're looking good.
I mean, even then, it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world, but they've got that Bloodlust. You can get the added attack speed and potentially build up the stacks to the point where you can just one-shot these heroes who don't have the highest int in the world.
Timber's got his 25, but not the best level 25. The 20 plus 20 strength makes him a bit tankier, but it's really all it's going to do here. So yeah, OD's level 25 is a very big one. 60 seconds extra on int still is a big deal in a game like this. Another 25 sniper plus 100 attack range, not really all that massive. Maybe I've even seen snipers go for the shrapnel charges. It's definitely, and with the cooldown reduction in the shrapnel DPS, I think he actually shrapnel charges. We'll have to wait and see, but 7 shrapnels is pretty damn nice with the bonus damage that he's picked up. Lifestealer, 25 talent. I don't know. With the way they're sieging, the rage is probably better. The armor is most games, I think, going to be what you go to, especially against physical damage drafts, but this is like a more magic damage. Timber Saw OD don't really need the armor, so I think we'll be seeing the extra rage duration from him.
Well, another movement now in towards the mid lane, and it looks like they actually want to set up for a fight. The tower's already down, so they have vision inside of it. They pop the ulti there on top of GH. He's gone. 5 back immediately. Miracle, Hurricane Tide trying to escape. Is going to go inside of that, and the blue ulti does come out as well. Trying to turn this, but BKBs are popped all around. Matumberman in the midst of all of them. Can they kill off Miracle? He's so low. He gets another Astra out, dodging away from the assassinate. Needs to force up as soon as he's out. Nice blink away. Well played there. Maybe they've gone too deep here as they're trying to look to pick up a couple kills here.
Miracle. They didn't no, way too deep here. Aggressive. He's exposed.
Controlled for the moment. They're still stunned up. Hex now down on top of him. They're able to steal it, and this is an Agonist split as well. Can FY do enough with it? Another Astral trying to save Miracle. The 4 stabs have been so clutch for Liquid Drafts, but they're fighting almost under the tier 4s at this point. Aggressive has Kuroki in a corner, able to find the kill with the Infest come out as well, and now Matumberman tries to take down Aggressive. Mind control there again. Right clicks coming through. The drop of Sanity's Eclipse. He ends up stealing it. He turns it back around. It's an Agonist.
Oh my gosh! The ulti, it does something lyrical! And here Reddit told me it was the worst Ags upgrade in the game.
Oh my goodness. They're chasing down FY, who is going to end up trying to get out of here. Has a Blink Dagger up, and one lift up could come, is stealing away the Chakram, the Blinding Light back, but FY is going to die. It got him RTK out, at least.
He didn't escape. Okay, it's still the worst, still the worst. We're fine. Whoa, that was... I understand the mentality. Dive Miracle, kill him. Even if you're killing him in the fountain, he has no buyback. It's not like they were tunnel visioned on him with good reason, because if they kill him, likely the game is over, but some great defensive plays. That last Astral dodged the sniper assassinate. Lifesteal was raged on top of him, but he blinked out of it afterwards. It was just some great individual defensive play from Miracle, keeping Liquid alive, and they're going back the other way. That's 300% pulverized. There's no alacrity on you, my friend, though.
It's still doing a good bit of damage. Brought down to about a quarter, and now lifting up the Pandas back and forth. They get another lift up there onto ROTK while punching away at this tier 3 tower. It actually does a lot of damage.
At this point, they may just give up the racks here. It's not worth using the Lifesteal buyback, but Sniper may be able to hold on his own. It looks like that's going to be the case. BKB TP out. Does mean you can kill Shrine. Take away that slight point of map control, and they're chasing for some kills here too.
Shuriken bouncing. They're on top of Kuroki, wanting to save their buddies, but is it going to work? They end up going for the E-Blade now onto Kuro, but he's going to take bonus damage from that, from the Assassinate. Matumberman needs to find a tree, is going to get it, and still the chase continues. The Lifestealer's on top of him, able to get away again. These Timber Chains, just by the skin of his teeth, he's escaping.
How are they going to push back? They know, Ogre no buyback, that's not really incentive enough to go for a push, but yeah, VGJ definitely kind of forgot about objective gaming when they went for that dive. They could have perhaps slow sieged the racks using Rage and BKB Lifestealer I want to say with that magic immunity, it would have been like a guaranteed racks. They may have died to get the racks, but they would have gotten it. And hey, they died to go for the kills, which they did not get it. So this game's suddenly a lot more even. Miracle close to that level 25. It's going to have a Skadi soon as well. This is purely being picked up for the stats, as well as that slight bit of kiting against heroes like the Lifestealer. Very good late game item for him to have. And boy, things going to start getting interesting if VGJ Gaming cannot get a lane of racks with this Aegis. Even if they can, this is kind of getting to that point where it feels like you need mega creeps to seal the deal.
And 49 minutes in, this is going to be the next Roshan going down. Looks like they're going to be handing it over to Freeze at this point. Just the second one, so I don't believe that we saw cheese from that. And I guess the question is sort of rinse and repeat. Did they just run down mid again? Is that the play?
But go for the buildings, perhaps. I think that'll be the shift in tactics, you know? Diving the heroes, that didn't work. This time around, OD will have buyback too. And problem is when you...
Oh, bottom lane again. They're just going to keep on doing this.
He needs to survive, though.
I mean, it's a lot of damage coming in onto this Panda, and he does have Blink when he eventually comes out of it. He takes the tower.
He's dying. He's dead.
He's going to be willing to live his life for that.
If I was like, come on, bro, why are you going to kill him? I want that steal. But if he blinks away and TP's out, that would not have been worth it. But buys a little bit of time. It's actually, well, Brewmaster, minus 35-second respawn time. That is putting the talent to... I'm looking at this like, I don't think this is worth it, you know? You take a tier 3 tower, but you got to buy back, not worth. But that is actually great use of a level 20 talent. That is how you use talent in a game of Dota. You split push, you force your opponents back, and you respawn incredibly fast. And guess what? You just bought a minute and a half off that Aegis. You're going to be alive for the high ground defense, not have to use your buyback. And Aegis has lost some of its valuable limited time.
Oh my god, look at that Hurricane Pike, ROTK.
Free in. That's level 25 OD.
This is going to be here for a while now. They push back again. Aggressive going to be 4-staffed forward. He turns now onto the barracks. Eyes on the prize.
Well, they should have done perhaps earlier, but I think they're still in a position where there's some wiggle room to at least get this second set of racks. Question is, can they get more?
Oh, looking for more. They actually pop the Lincoln Sphere, but he's going to be controlled for the moment, and is going to almost get out that Ghost Scepter, so fine for the moment. They're on top of him. Aggressive takes down the melee. Miracle into trouble. Another E-Blade from two separate teammates is going to keep him alive, but they do finally bring down Miracle. Buys back, and now VGJ realize they cannot stick around too much longer.
A little bit too aggressive. He did not want to throw away his buyback that freely, but he thought he could make that flashy play, buy some time and space. Wasn't able to do it, and bad news is Aegis is still up.
Yeah, going in for the tier 3 tower in the bottom lane now. I mean, they can blast, illuminate all they want, but if you're magic immune, you don't really care all that much.
There is no BKB on the Lifestealer, giving him just the rage to work around.
I mean, the fact that they've got this and Lincoln's on top of him and all of those 4-staffs, well, it's just so frustrating to deal with, I'm sure.
He's a menace right now, and Centaur throws Return Aura into the mix. He's hit level 25, so we're seeing more level 25s come into play.
Mana Leak now stolen by the Rubik as well. Another great spell for this guy to use.
Yeah, that's actually brutal for the Matu to deal with on his Timbersaw. He doesn't have a Lotus Orb or anything to get rid of it.
Are going to be able to go in again, aggressive.
He's ignoring heroes. He's hitting towers. Objective gaming.
They need to find some other way to make this work.
Matu's out of mana here, too. He's going to be very careful how he plays it.
They're on top of him. There's the stun, able to push him away again. They're on top of GH now, 4-step away. Still fine. That's going to be the Panda ulti as well used. Controlling Freeze for the moment. They're lifting up ROTK. Does look like they're going to have to call it good for there, though. This is Panda ulti down. RTK lifted again. But Tumbo Man is having to stay in place.
Now the Mana Leak.
It's so frustrating to deal with. They go in again with the Storm Panda, but aggressive, continuing to focus down these objectives. They just do not have an answer for this Lifestealer. Matumba Man, he just can't do anything. Refresher ulti now is available for Brewmaster.
Gotta use it soon, otherwise they'll just lose another melee racks.
All right, aggressive, hitting away. Philly cannot stop this. Freeze might be vulnerable here, but they get the Lotus Orb onto him, so Sheep Stick isn't going to do it.
This is their last Rax, Lyrical. I don't think they can play against Mega Creeps. They've got to just engage.
All right, jump forward, trying to find it. Aggressive is there. They've got Miracle as well. This is not going to be a buyback if he does go down. They're on top of him, trying to chase. They're going to be able to do a bit more damage, but now they've stolen Astro from really control. So another saving spell is there. The OD forced to Astro himself for the moment, and man, this Sniper is just doing so much damage in this team fight. ROTK ROTK continuing the chase, and there it is, a dieback for Miracle. ROTK, too much of a menace. Matamba Man running away, but gonna get pulled back in by FY lifted. And this could potentially be just about it, as Freeze just barely alive, but still dealing so much damage. And GG is gonna be called. And you can hear the elation of the crowd.
Oh, this is... I had hopes for like VG Gaming making this a series, but they came out and played the best Dota they played all tournament. Individually, some of them, look at the smiles on these guys' face. Right here is ecstatic right now. These guys just played the best Dota game they played in a long time. And Liquid are probably shell-shocked right now. That came out of nowhere. That lifestealer from aggressive, flawless. Options left the mid lane. I don't think it means they've won the draft by any means. I like what Liquid are doing. The last pick Timber's a good hero. That means Ogre can even go and help bully the sniper mid lane. It's a kind of laning set where I feel like Liquid can often shine. When they give Matu these self-sufficient laners that don't need support help, it allows both Kuro and GH to be very active, aggressive early on. GH can secure the off lane, Kuro can go mid, so it's a kind of setup which works well. I think a lot of this game is going to come down to the Bounty Hunter. Fenrir picks that one up. Interesting to see FY not on the roaming role, but of course his famous Rubik is being played. But Bounty Hunter as a pseudo Coddle counter, being able to find the Coddle, scout him out, initiate on him is going to be key for this VGJ draft to work.
Yeah, and of course, we've talked about it a little bit during the panel as well. This is a draft that Liquid have gone to time and again, opening with that Coddle Brewmaster. It's an incredibly potent dual off lane, and I'm kind of wondering how VGJ are going to be able to deal with it. It's pretty hard to deal with.
They've decided they can't deal with it. They're sending their lifesteal bottom. So they evidently do not think they can contest by fighting like a 2v2 lane. Bounty is going to be somewhat roaming, so for now, they're going to send Lifestealer bottom to farm and contest Matu's lane, which could theoretically work. I think in practice, you're going to find yourself with a dual/tri lane that doesn't have much damage output against a Timber with reactive armor, so not sure how much they can actually do to bully the Timbersaw once he gets a couple of levels.
That early block is going to go now into the favor of the OD, and not to mention having an Ogre in your lane. So what would traditionally be a pretty great laning stage for the sniper is going to be somewhat impeded by Kuroki just coming in and punching him in the face.
I like that it goes for the headshot first. Often you'll see like Sniper just use the shrapnel in the 1v1s to help zone the enemy mid, but you know that Ogre's going to be up in your face, having the extra headshot, helping him out there.
Down bottom, as you mentioned, aggressive going up against the Timbersaw. Is there a certain point in time where Matamba Man is basically going to be invulnerable in this lane, a certain amount of levels perhaps, or does he always need to be a little bit worried about the rotations?
The Bounty is probably the hero needed to move in there if they want to get that kill. So with a Bounty Hunter's presence, you can probably get a kill here around like a level 2 with the Shuriken. Since Shuriken level 1 is a big bit of burst damage, but for now, Tango, Stout, even Team Camp, there's a lot of farm awaiting this Coddle and Brewmaster when they fall back in the jungle. So they're winning the lanes while stacking camps.
Yeah, thinking about that, being able to take it later, the cooldown reduction on the clap as well. It does look like Fenrir is going to move in again, is being revealed by that ward, so they realize that this was happening. Still does have Astral, going to use it now onto the sniper, thinking about turning here. Wants to maybe get aggressive with Kuro in the area, and Miracle sensing a little bit of weakness. Has he overextended? He is going to go down. Freeze drawing first blood. You can hear the adoration of the crowd.
Yeah, Miracle just deciding not to back down. Knew there was all this shrapnel on him, wanted to just fight for it, but good news for Sniper, Fairy Fire, Raindrop, he had all the small little items. Perhaps Liquid hadn't done the full check or at least slightly misjudged the situation there. So first blood secured means that Sniper at least gets a bearable trade with that exchange.
Still very far behind in terms of the CS battle, but you're going to take everything that you can get at this point.
Yep. You're losing the lanes quite badly as it is if you're in VGJ's shoes. So you take those 1-for-1 trades when you're the one getting first blood. That really helps Freeze out.
Well, Fenrir now is going to be stalking Mind Control, out of mana at this point, so can't...
Very needed kill after the Sniper starts this lane.
Now they're looking, moving in now. FY going to pull them back. OD in some trouble. Miracle getting hit with those shrapnels. Fenrir going deep for it as well, but they call off the charge as the rotation from Kuro.
Bit of indecision there whether they're diving for it, and had to wait maybe like a half a second longer. If Rubik waited just a little bit longer so Bounty was close enough for like a right click, just an Orb of Venom slow may have been enough to get that kill. And also Bounty just level 1. he was level 2 and had a Janata or a Shuriken, a Shuriken for sure would have been a kill, so... You can tell they're feeling, like, a bit, not, I mean, desperate is maybe not the right word, because, like, we're still 3 minutes in the game, but they're feeling like these lanes aren't going as well as they would have liked, because when you go for a low percentage kill, a 3-man gank on mid backfiring, there's a lot of time and resources invested not to get a kill, so from that perspective, it is some serious wasted time.
Yeah, and I think that it all goes back again to that Timbersaw not going down that bottom lane, as you mentioned, not having Whirling Death, and across the board, leading in CS across all of the lanes, it's feeling like everything is going to plan.
Oh yeah, and speaking of time well spent, GH on this model has a triple stack. He has not missed a stack on the big camp at the left, and a double stack on his meat. Just 1 in reactive armor is a lot. Level 2 reactive armor, you become really hard to kill.
Yeah, well, Fenrir is going to move in. They've got aggressive in the area, open wounds as well to deal a bit of damage. They're still going to have the lift if they want to use it for FY, but Tumbleman, very tanky. They pull him back in, but there's the Timber Chain away, so.
I mean, he did more damage than he took there, so. That was with the Blightstone. I believe VGJ thought, let's give this a shot. We've got Blightstone. The minus armor might be enough to make up for his tankiness, but Matu having Timber Chain there instead of Whirling Death gave him an avenue of escape, and that's all of Lifestealer's mana. He's used 2 open wounds now. He's going to have to go back and Shrine fairly soon, I imagine, with his team. That is not the start you'd want for this bottom lane, and Kuro's even coming down here to help secure it even further for Matu with some sidefalls.
Yeah, this is great, and you know, you think about the OD maybe being zoned out to his first couple of levels, but now that he's been able to get off to a hot start, should be able to be self-sufficient there, as now GH is gonna maybe do a bit more harass damage here onto ROTK. They get the slow and a couple more hits.
There's an Illuminate, but looks like GH doesn't want to go for it.
Still very aggressive there, as the first smoke rotation is going to come with this haste.
Ooh, this is